Hey there guys, I am the Six Machine and welcome back to another Warhammer video. So in what is quite honestly getting a bit too much, in my opinion, we have got yet more Eldar related previews coming from Warhammer community today. And I just want to preface this by saying getting previews is not something I would normally complain about. I love it. I love seeing what we can look forward to in the new books. But with the Eldar, their codex is still at least a couple of weeks away because it wasn't on the previous Sunday pre-order preview. So we've still got probably in the region of 2 weeks of previews and teasers, maybe not every day, but certainly in the week leading up to pre-orders there should be previews every day for them. And we've already had so much shown to us about the Eldar. I mean, yes, a lot of the stuff we have seen has come through leaks from the Discord over the last couple of months from Christmas, but it is still, in my opinion, getting to the point where, much like the old Chaos previews way back with Shadow Spear, if you remember those, people are starting to get a little bit tired of seeing Eldar stuff over and over and over again. We just want the Codex now. But enough of that, I don't want to spend this video complaining. As I said, today we have been shown some new stuff for the Eldar, and today we are going to be taking a look at the humble civilian soldiers of the Aeldari, and that is their Guardian squads. Now, for the Guardians, their base stat line hasn't changed much at all, although it has had a significant increase, much like their Dark Eldar brethren, going from a 5-up save to a 4-up, which does massively help their durability on the battlefields, although of course, still being toughness 3 and 1 wound, they are still going to die very, very quickly to the firepower of 9th edition. Aside from that change though, their stat line keeps the same 3-up on shooting, melee and strength as you would expect, and they do still just have 1 attack. Where there are some bigger changes for the Guardians is in their pretty rubbish previously, if we're going to be completely honest, gun, which is the Shuriken Catapult. This has had a huge boost, going from a 12-inch range no AP gun to a genuinely brilliant and, let's be honest, making bolters extremely feels bad now, profile of 18 inches, assault 2, strength 4, -1 AP and 1 damage with the Shuriken rule. And as a basic infantry gun, I think this is really, really good. Even compared to things like the 3-shot assault bolter that Marines have, this will on average do more wounds, ever so slightly, but it will do more wounds to a Marine profile in comparison, so it is a very, very solid mainline infantry gun. Especially of course when you consider its main downside is that 18-inch range, but the people carrying it have got a 7-inch move and thanks to battle focus can advance and fire it without penalty, which means your Guardians essentially have a 26 to 31 inch threat range with this weapon, and that innate -1 AP is going to give you so much more output against the light and medium infantry that you're probably going to be shooting your Guardians into. On top of that, Guardian squads have always had access to the heavy weapon platforms to add a bit more firepower to their mix, but in the new codex it looks as though there is a more defensive option being added as well in the Serpent Shield. Now this is obviously going to replace something like a missile launcher or a Bright Lance platform, so you do have to weigh up whether it's worth giving up that firepower, but in return this gives your entire squad a 5-up in-run against ranged attacks and a mini transhuman ability letting you ignore unmodified wound rolls of 1 and 2 from ranged attacks. Now of course as a Marine player you may be thinking, oh, it only ignores 1 and 2, that's not great, but remember this is on toughness 3 infantry, so actually this is going to affect a lot of weaponry. Anything strength 6 and above would be normally wounding you on 2s, so this is going to add a ton of survivability against things ranging from assault cannons to autocannons to even other Eldari guns like their new Shuriken cannons. It's fair to say that a lot of the high rate anti-infantry firepower in the game at the moment does tend to be around that strength 6 category, so this is going to be a really impactful buff for your squads. You really, really will notice it a lot more compared to, say, you would do on a toughness 4 Space Marine style infantry body. And I think personally, if you are planning on having a squad that's just kind of sitting back holding an objective, this is going to be almost a must take on every single squad just to keep them alive over the course of the game. The final things they show off are a new ability for all Guardians, but it's split depending on whether you are bringing Defenders or Storm Guardians to your army to show off their ability for either holding objectives or taking it from your opponent. Defenders get to reroll hit rolls of 1 if they are within range of an objective marker with their shuriken weapons, and Storm Guardians get to reroll hit rolls of 1 if they are attacking an enemy within range of an objective. So again, just some really nice, useful little abilities that mean you can keep your Guardians back or send them forward and not have to babysit them with, an Autarch, which is, I believe, going to give reroll hit rolls of 1, much like a Space Marine Captain. It gives them that extra level of autonomy that other armies don't always have. And then finally, a little Ulthwé stratagem that they show off: when you choose to shoot or fight with a unit of Ulthwé Guardians, for 1 command point, you can give them +1 to hit. So, as a little bit of terrifying clarification, this means a full 20-man squad of Guardians by an objective can kill over 5 Space Marine intercessors in a single volley, which is honestly a terrifying amount of firepower from some humble troop weapons. And I think, obviously, depending on their points cost, of course, this is going to make big squads of Guardians a very, very tasty pick for sitting back, being reasonably durable with that new Serpent Shield, and just holding some objectives for you whilst pouring out a huge amount of firepower downrange into your opponent as they start to approach your lines. So there we go. Sorry for the very short rant at the beginning, but I would like to see some other stuff previewed for the new Chaos and maybe for the Tyranids as well, if I'm being completely honest. But on the topic of the day, what do you make of these new Guardian rules? Do they seem balanced to you? And how do you think this puts the humble Space Marine and his bolt rifle in today's meta? It really does seem that every new Codex release just pushes these Space Marines and their bolters further and further down into uselessness. But let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more Warhammer content from me, but until next time, I'll catch you later, guys.